Yeah, buddy. Hope y'all doing alright. So, again, and I'm going to continue to focus on this because it's just everything going on with the world. This idea that of working with the earth, it's not it's something I've always been fond of, and so I've always been trying to integrate. I've always wanted to get out of these fucking cities. I grew up a city boy, but I've always wanted out of them. And I never really knew why. Um, but as I got into spirituality and as I learned about things and da da da, you find out things about epigenetics, how our cells are absorbing the environment we're around all the time. Okay, you learn about that, and it's like, oh, well, this is maybe why I feel, literally, I feel better when I'm out and around nature as opposed to like in the cities. Not to say you can't have a good time in these cities, and I think if these cities are built in a more harmonious way, then actually being inside cities can actually enhance positive feelings as opposed to where we're living now, where a lot of cities, a lot of areas are going to actually enhance quote unquote negative feelings or feelings that aren't as healthy, aren't as harmonious, aren't as promoting of life and goodness because they're built out of methods and technologies and ways of doing things that are not as harmonious as they could be. The materials themselves are also not as healthy as they could be, and some of them are in fact toxic. So with that being said, it's that then you put that on top of the unfortunate fact that a lot of people in America are not happy. So you have these largely unhappy people living in a city that's built from exploitative and largely and also greedy. Like again, America, like free capitalism, all this and that, like when people do things with the intent of greed, that carries through energetically into everything that they do and who they are. So not only are they absorbing that energy, but the materials, the methods, the structure itself has now got an aura of greed associated with it because it was made with greed attached to its design, its information, its soul. You could even say to a point. Now, again, if people that live in that building also have an effect on the building too. So, but my point is like you could totally just build a building with everything beautiful associated with it. Like the intent of the building is to help perpetuate and promote more harmony into the universe. So you could have that. You could have a bunch of people living in the building that want to help the world out. So then you got a bunch of people that are radiating positive, beautiful, good energy to the building, which the building's also absorbing, and which we're also absorbing, and which we're also radiating, and also being a complete visual and energetic, well, visual symbol, but also energetically will be emitting a type of energetic emission that has its own unique good feeling because it's aligned with what it means to be goodness. So, sorry, that's a little bit of a mouthful right there, but I just did yesterday 4 hours of work outside, and I also I used some electric motors, but I used an old-fashioned lawnmower without a motor on it. So you had to push it. It's all just push. It's all your manpower, and it takes longer. It does take longer, but the effect is the feeling of it feels like I felt really good. Like I was having fun fucking pushing that fuck out. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard work too, but I was having fun doing it. And that makes all the world, man. That makes such a huge difference. And I'm doing something that's not fucking the environment up while also getting something done. And just that whole sequence of events, and I was sweating my ass off. Like I had to take my shirt off. I was chugging Gatorade. But if you plan properly and you get your body in the right state, you can do these types of things. And the human body is much stronger than what we think it is. We just don't feed it the right things properly. We don't prepare and train right for life, or whatever type of life obstacle you may have in front of you, or perhaps have come your way. That's the thing with life, though, is we don't know. So the best insurance or the best guarantee you can have of a success is to be as well prepared and able as you possibly can be. I think this is why that they think that leaders, usually the best type of leaders are the people that are well-rounded, are just really good at a lot of, not really good, but just well, like able to do a lot of different things. Because you never know what each moment's going to bring. You don't know what issue you're going to have with the people that you're leading. You don't know what the situation's going to bring you. You don't know what your enemy's going to do. You don't know what the resistance is going to do. You're constantly having to be the guiding force into the unknown. And it just makes sense if that's what your position is, that you should be as well versed as possible because you have no fucking clue what you're going to have to deal with next. So anyways, upon getting that good work done, it's nice to get a little bit of money in my pocket. And the work itself though, like I'm out there, I got my shirt off, so I'm also getting fucking rays from the sun, which is good for my body. I'm picking up weeds with my hands, so I'm constantly putting my hands into the earth, which is helping ground myself with the earth. And I started the day off, like, I even told my mom when she gave me a ride, I was like, I'm not feeling the best upstairs. And she was like, I'm sorry, and shit like that. And I even feeling not too good, I was like, no, this is gonna work out. I know the information. I know how I'm working with the earth, what it does to the neurons, and it helps ground people. It helps stabilize those static fucking electrons and crazy feelings. And sure enough, eventually it did. It did take. I did also use a little bit of marijuana, which for me, in my situation, especially edibles, they can really be like almost a fucking a game change, like, especially when they're used in tandem with good activities like working with the earth, are just extremely fucking therapeutic to the point to where I'll be in a state to where I'm thinking about doing some bad stuff, and I'll flip that completely around and be walking around just smiling and just appreciating being alive and looking at all these beautiful trees and sounds and just enjoying the earth. It really helps get you back to that, especially when you're working with the earth, and especially if you've been doing things that help you align with the good harmony of the earth. If you haven't been doing things that are of a harmonious nature, it's going to be more difficult for you to connect to harmonious energies. So this is why if the job you're living, if the life you're living isn't very much associated with health and happiness and goodness, it's going to be hard for you to feel those things. And it's just, and through the studies of epigenetics and routine and how energy works, we're now able, or I'm glad that I'm now able to share this with the people, because that's one of the big things in America, when you think about it, is the root cause of the suffering. That's still something that's largely gone unanswered. People don't know why there's so much pain and suffering, mental illness and spiritual instabilities and emotional issues. And I think a lot of it has to do with, the American culture and the way that we socialize, the way that we teach our children, our medical system, the family structure. It's all been warped into something that I don't think our forefathers intended. And I think this is by evil design, in my opinion. And so the good thing is, here in America, it is a country for the people, of the people, by the people, so we can take the power back and introduce things and methods and ways of doing things that are actually in good alignment with the Constitution and what it means to me to be an American, as well as a human being. So, all right, I love you all. Hope you have a good day.